Alec, what's up? We're talking about the month of May.
We are the merry, merry month of May. We
Well,
are,
it's not that merry.
yeah. I mean, I got my second COVID shot, and also no, I guess I wrecked my shoulder
Merry.
in June. So
That's awesome. Merry
yeah,
fuck kill. May, April, February.
September, June, and uh, February. Actually, yeah,
Okay.
February. Yeah.
I meant out of the three options I gave, choose the three, but that's all right.
No,
That's
no,
all right.
I made my own. No,
All right.
mm,
So what month are you fucking?
June, I think. This month, I guess. Apparently,
Pretty hot. Pretty hot
pretty
month.
hot. It's a pretty
Lit,
hot month,
yeah.
know.
August, pretty
Boy, we're
good.
off to a really family-friendly start.
Well,
welcome to Tarqaron,
welcome to Tarqaron.
and we're
Today
going
we're
to
going to
talk about
talk
our
about
months.
our favorites from the month, which is a tradition here that we will never miss. It's we talk about our three favorite things from the past month. We each bring three to the table. This time
Hmm.
around, it's going to be a super speed round.
Hey, we're not going to
Yeah.
go into as much depth as we have in the past,
Mm-hmm.
so we're just gonna kind of briefly, maybe a couple sentences, and that's about it.
2 words at the most.
2 words at most.
It was.
Oh,
Fuck.
dang it!
All right. And honestly, the things I'm highlighting, I feel like I barely like one thing I watched in its entirety, but the other ones I like barely scratched the
Okay.
surface on. They're like little things.
Okay.
So the first one I would like to highlight is Sherlock.
Oh.
Ironically, Sherlock it went is a series that my family and I are going through now, but it went off of Netflix just as we were going through it. So it was
Yeah.
awesome of
Cool.
them to do
Epic.
out of nowhere. So then I had to order the DVD, and I've been waiting on that. So we haven't watched it for a few weeks now.
How many
But
series did you get through?
we got through 4 episodes, so we got one
Oh, okay.
one series.
So one series, yeah.
But I just wanted to highlight because I feel like the first episode of series 2, I'm like, ooh, that's such a good episode.
It's
That
very
was
good.
like an
Yeah.
excellent episode. They weren't as blown away by it. It seems like they never are. I'm like, what's going on, guys? This is a crazy good episode.
Sherlock is. I love Sherlock. I think it's great.
But
So
it's so good. Such a good
yeah.
episode. It was like leagues above all the others, and I really liked the first three too. I agree. I agree with them. They tend to think it's too long because it is really long. But and when we have we have a few shows to go through, it's like a lot.
Well,
There's a lot of
they're
TV.
like 100. They're like what 90 minutes long or whatever. They're supposed to be like
Yeah, they're
they're
long.
supposed to be long episodes. Yeah.
They are long. But it's good, and I want to get back to it soon. But as soon as that DVD comes in, we'll see. I had to buy the whole series on DVD.
What the heck's going on there?
Fucking Netflix.
Nah.
All right, that's it.
All right. Well, talking about long. Critical Role campaign 1. So campaign 2 is just starting to wrap up. Actually, has wrapped at the time of the recording. It was a very emotional ending, but with all of the tick spraying that I've been doing, all the long periods of time where I'm having to cover my ears and go around a yard. Had headphones on. I've had my phone plugged in with an aux cable, and I've been plowing my way through campaign 1 of Critical Role. I'm almost 30 episodes in now, which, knowing how long all of those episodes go for,
Wow.
that's no small feat.
Yeah.
There's I still have a good 70 episodes to go, but whew, I'm not gonna. Unfortunately, in some regards, not in others. I'm not gonna be doing that type of service anymore. So I'm gonna be a little bit freer, not doing that as much. But I will say, when I first started listening to Critical Role, it was doing what I'm going to start, doing the normal type of service, pest control services that I typically do.
Hmm.
That's when I started listening to Critical Role back 3 years ago, and I caught up in like 2 or 3 months, and I think there were 30 to 40 episodes at that point. So 30, I think it was 30 something episodes at that point. So that's still a possibility. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So
Yeah, I still want to get back to that at some point too.
yeah, definite recommend.
The next thing I wanted to highlight is Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which we just talked about this. I only got to play it like a couple times since it came out, and it's it's like reignited my love of Mass Effect. It's so good. I just love the world of Mass Effect. And you said you've never played it, and I do think you would love it because it's like you're a sci-fi fan, you're a history fan, and there's so much history to it. Like they're talking about these as soon as you get in there, you have these people talking about their history and like previous conflicts and with the races and how they came into the Citadel and like got representation for the different species and whatnot. It's pretty cool, and it's like only the very beginning of the game too. There's so much to it. Mass Effect 2 was like the first one I played like way back in the day, and I love that game. That's where I fell in love with it. So that's the only one I've beaten to completion, and I've put a good like 15-20 hours into the original Mass Effect and Mass Effect 3, but I haven't beaten either of them. So my goal was with the Legendary Edition to play through them all in their entirety, but it's like just finding the time to play the game is tough.
Yeah,
but love it.
Very cool. Well, I've reintroduced myself to Poker Night 2. It's a Telltale game of all things, actually. So Poker Night: The Inventory was a game that they released. I think it was a Steam exclusive. I don't know if it came out on any of their systems, but basically it's like,
I don't think so.
You're just a guy who's showing up at the Inventory, which is sort of this underground sort of casino. That in the first game you played poker against Max from the Sam and Max series, Strong Bad
Yeah.
from friggin' HomestarRunner.com, or Telltale's Strong Bad's Cool Game for Attractive People. And you also did against Tycho from Penny Arcade. So like an actual person. It's just his comic persona. So like that's a guy. So the Penny Arcade Expo, PAX, Tycho's one of the guys that runs that. So that was kind of weird. And I think Heavy from Team Fortress 2 was the other character. So in Poker Night 2, it's Sam from Sam and Max, Ashley Williams from specifically from Army of Darkness, Ash Williams, Brock Sampson from The Venture Brothers, which is a show that I've only seen a couple episodes of, but I've loved every second of. I think it's very funny. Which I think they just announced they're bringing it back again. So it's an Adult Swim show, and a Claptrap, and from Borderlands, and then in Max is also just hanging out in a booth, and Max also always chimes in because it's Sam and Max, so that's fun. And GLaDOS is in this game is the dealer. I don't know who is the dealer in the first one, but GLaDOS from Portal is the dealer. So I love this game. It's just a poker simulator, but it's really fun. All the different characters have different tells. If you buy drinks from Mad Moxie, who is running the bar in the back, she brings drinks to all of them. And then if you can actually pick and choose if you want to order drinks for them, and then their tells become a little bit more apparent the further along in the game you go. So, great game, just a fun poker simulator. Even though I've heard a lot of these conversations before, just hearing them all again is it's really fun, just really funny. So, yeah, great. I've been having a lot of fun with that. Yeah,
I have very limited experience with poker. I've played it like a handful of times, so I'm not very, very good. Just like with chess, I really have no idea how to play chess. Honestly, it's embarrassing.
A lot of it is practice. Poker is just It's funny because like when I loaded the game up, I was in the middle of another game that I just didn't remember doing. I immediately got pairs in both hands. I got a pair of queens and then a pair of kings in my hand. It was Texas Hold'em, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll just win now. Kind of. I mean, I could just. It's hard to beat that unless the I don't remember what it's called in poker specifically, but the party loot. If the community cards were all not in my favor, that could still suck. But anyways.
The last thing I wanted to highlight is a documentary that I watched a couple years ago back in my intro to documentary class, but I just now showed my mom and my brother. I wanted them to watch this called Grizzly Man. You ever heard of this?
Maybe.
It's about a guy named Timothy Treadwell. He's a conservationist who would he would go out and live with the bears and like videotape himself, and he was very eccentric personality, very out there. And he gets killed by the bears. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
But that seems like a spoiler, but that's like actually the log line of the movie. It's like,
Oh, okay.
he just loved the bears, and he loved going out there and showing them. But then like they get into just how dangerous and reckless it was, and
Yeah, bears aren't
he got himself
wild animals.
got himself killed by the thing he loved, and it was pretty horrific because it actually, it's not public, but they actually had a recording. He had like the video camera going, it was just the audio on, and he had like his girlfriend with him that like came out with him, and it's like he's telling her to run away. It's like pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, I was like, so
That's, like,
did
wild.
she not get mauled? Or
She got killed.
Oh, she got killed too.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
she stood by him, basically.
Oh, wow.
Even though like they got into how she had expressed how she didn't want to do it anymore. Like this was going to be her last trip or whatever, doing it. But he's telling her to run away, and she stood there anyway.
Wow.
It's like, Jesus.
That's kind of weird. That's wild. No, I guess I hadn't heard about that. I thought it was like going in a completely different direction.
But it's really interesting because like when I told him about Grizzly Man, it makes you think of like a rugged like man of the wild kind of thing,
like Grizzly Adams, basically. Yeah.
But it's like he's very eccentric and like very weird, and he loved the foxes and stuff too. He would like set up camp by the foxes, and he'd be like, I love you foxes, thank you for spending your time with me, I love you. But he'd have like names for all the bears and stuff too, and it's pretty wild. He did a lot of recording himself, just like basically vlogging. He would set up the camera and you'd go over and be like, this is what's going on, this is what I'm doing.
There was a best of the worst. So they're like Red Letter Media. There was one a movie that they watched that Macaulay Culkin actually brought. That's featured like lions. It was like a horror movie, sort of. I think it was like a thriller horror movie, but it was just lions, and there were like 60 lions. That's a lot of lions, and it was like they were all real. It was all like filmed. I don't know like if they were supposed to be originally a story, but there's just lions everywhere. The lions are like chasing people and like attacking them. Yeah, there's just straight up lions, and there's people that like got like somebody got scalped like during the filming. Like people got like horribly injured during it. Yeah, it was wild. But
I've been watching like some wild survival stories on YouTube and stuff, and like there was one a while ago of a woman who like got her face like ripped off by a bear, but she like got out and she like was just driving herself to the hospital, and she said that she just started laughing because she just thought it was so funny that the situation she was in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
even though she's like
bleeding out.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. I mean, I guess finding humor
like,
in
just driving along.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But she made it out and it was pretty.
On a related note, The Revenant is a very good movie. So, but
I feel like Grizzly Man, something like Grizzly Man would be a cool one to do for a review sometime.
Yeah, maybe that might be interesting. Yeah,
I'm tossing around ideas of what to bring forward for some of our birthday and Christmas stuff we're doing.
Yeah, so I've been watching off and on, but I'm trying to get through Clone Wars, the Disney Star Wars. It was not Disney at the time; it was on Cartoon Network, but it was the animated Clone Wars 3D CG cartoon. I'm still only in season 1, so I still have a long ways to go. But it's been fun, been enjoyable. It's been rough because like usually I watch it when I'm like about to fall asleep. So there've been times where I've like fallen asleep in the middle of an episode, so I'm like, crap, so I gotta start that over again. Then I like fall asleep again, and it's like yeah. So But hopefully I want to try to make my way through that before, so I can then make my way through Bad Batch, and maybe we can talk about it. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way I'm getting through Clone Wars before that.
That's okay. That's probably
there's
just
so
fine.
many episodes.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to watch that at some point.
Mm.
All right. Well, that's it. The month of May.
Yeah, there it is, May.
We are now currently experiencing the month of June. You might be as well. Or you might be in a completely different month at this point when you're watching it.
Yeah.
You could be years from now. So.
Yeah. It could be like February of 34 or 5. That'd be wild.
February
right?
of 35. The year 35.
Year 35.
It would be wild.
35 of the third. It's the third time period now.
At some point, they just got to restart, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Lord of the Rings. How many years do you think we'll have on Earth?
I mean, I don't know. We're all gonna die at some point, I guess. But
do you think we'll get into like millions? Like,
no, I think the sun will probably explode before then.
Yeah, we could get like 10,000. Like it's the year 10,001.
We could probably get beyond that. I don't know.
And then there's an excessive amount of history at that point. Just the logistics of everything, having to deal with that much history. Do you even care about the French Revolution at that point? I don't know.
The formative years.
You really got to cut out the fluff at that point.
Well, the aliens will come and reset it all, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. They'll write the history books.
That's right. The aliens will write the well, the conquering aliens will write the history books. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right, that's it. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Zach, what do you think? What do you think people should go check out from our channel?
That's a good question. I think you should go watch a Rogue One review.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds about right.
It's never been recommended before ever, but you should watch that.
Honestly. Yeah. Go check it out. Go see my salty opinions on that movie.
You're still so wrong about it.
I'm not at all. I think the world is wrong about
and
that
whenever
movie.
we have a difference in opinion, you tend to be in the wrong, but
I guess that's true. I mean, probably, but it's not. It's actually not. I'm lying.
Maybe the only one that I think the people would be with you on is Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't think anything else.
Yeah, it's a little weird, huh?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird one. That's a weird one to be with me on.
But I'm the champion of the people. All right, so
all right, well.
Rogue One, baby. Love that scene in the hallway with Darth Vader. It's something
Rouge One. Yeah, that's
so
my favorite.
Good. All right. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our podcast feed. Like the video. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And like us on Facebook. Tarqaron TWO.
Do you think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will have Rouge the Bat?
Oh, that would be hot.